Welcome, people of the internet. This is Geek Rating Review, where we talk about everything geek culture and geek related. My name is Jean-Marc, and I talk.
No Nick this week.
I was born in London, Mark, because I'm his littlest brother, David.
Hello, welcome to Game Rating Geek Rating Review without Nick.
There it is.
No Nick this time.
My name is Nick.
No, you're not Nick.
Oh.
There's no Nick this time.
My name is Jean-Marc.
No, I'm Jean-Marc. This voice is Jean-Marc, not the other one.
Okay, I guess I'm David.
Yep.
I'll pick that name for today.
Alright, so you're David.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Jean-Marc.
Yes.
No Nick this episode. He did not come to PAX.
We are Nicholas.
We're Nicholas, that's true. We have no Nick at all. And
I want my Nick back.
I don't get it.
Me neither.
But look at this Nick. Okay, I don't know. So no Nick here to rein us in.
Yeah, or make us feel bad about a real bad joke.
Yeah. And he may listen to this episode, I'm not sure.
Yeah, he doesn't really listen to the podcast.
I don't think he does.
I don't think he even likes the podcast.
I think he resents the fact that he's on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And just frowns the whole time he's listening.
He's like, man, I hate everything
I
about
know.
this podcast.
And we just know it for a fact.
And that's the only reason we're doing today's
The only
podcast.
reason is just to not have Nick on.
And let everyone know how much he hates us.
It's so refreshing.
Yeah.
It's like a breath of fresh air. This is the PAX episode without Nick.
That's what we're doing.
It's the PAX episode where we talk about PAX South. The only PAX I've ever been to.
Me too.
And, let's see. So this was my fourth PAX. My fourth PAX I've ever been to.
This is my very, very first PAX.
So the reason we're picking on Nick was because I thought David and Nick were coming to PAX. It was Nick's idea to come to PAX, and then Nick didn't come.
I reluctantly came.
David came. He was very upset.
Kicking and screaming.
I had to pull him with an imaginary cane all the way from Louisiana.
And it hurt real bad.
It was something. It was something that happened for real. Anyway, so since it was my fourth, and it was David's first, I'm going to let David start with his experiences. You can start wherever. You can start from when you woke up before even coming to Texas, and you can start there.
Well, I'll start a little bit further from the day of.
Okay.
I slept real bad that night.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't super energetic and excited. It was also the coldest day of the year.
It was very cold.
It was so cold. It was in the 30s, which for down here, that's cold for us. We're not used to that. And we have humidity real bad. So I didn't bring my sweater because I thought I was cool to not wear clothing appropriate for the weather. And that was real dumb.
Yeah.
And I regretted it highly. I also forgot to wear my various video game socks that I was totally going to wear. So I brought my Switch bag so I could stand out to no one that knows me. And we went to PAX. It was like a 2-hour event because
it was an hour and a half drive to get there.
We stopped at Buc-ee's. It was
Buc-ee's,
great.
of course.
Love Buc-ee's. I
Great.
used to be a avid non-Buc-ee person, but Buc-ee's is great, and I was totally wrong. So if you haven't been to Buc-ee's and if you're skeptical, it is me from Louisiana saying you're stupid.
Wow.
So
strong words.
Strong words. Good food
from a strong man.
So strong.
So strong. So we drive up. First time to be in the city of San Antonio.
No, not my first time being.
Well, in the middle of the city.
Yes, it's my first time visiting.
Visiting,
first time
not in it. Yeah, he's driven through it.
And trained through it.
Yeah.
Not with Rocky, but like an actual train.
Mm-hmm.
This is so interesting.
Man, this is such a good podcast.
I'm so glad we're doing one take.
Oh, man. Well, yeah, this is how podcasting is. What do you mean a one take? That's the best part about podcasting is not editing. Even though I do edit these whenever Nick pauses or when I can't hear you sometimes, I
Or
have to
someone
increase
goes to
the
the
volume.
bathroom.
Or yeah,
for
or
way too long.
way too long.
Like at least 20 seconds.
Or like my cats are fighting and it gets on me. That's not okay. So we haven't even talked about PAX yet.
we talked literally around
We've
PAX.
talked around it.
We mentioned that we've been.
We mentioned it. We first had to get David's PAX badge.
Yeah, I ordered it a little late, so I had to pick it up on site. So Jamak were not happy.
I wasn't. We could have gotten in line earlier.
We could
We
have
had
not been in the cold for an additional 5 minutes.
That's
that
true.
We were.
Because, get the PAX tickets, you have to go all the way to the other end of the convention center, which is the opposite way of where the line is.
Yeah, it could not have been further from the line.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
So we went there. I was really excited to get my badge. That was a physical badge that I could put on my person. It looks real cool. It looks like pizza. It makes me hungry every time I look at it. It looks delicious.
So good.
So we go to
He
PAX.
salivated when he first got it. I thought that was
did.
weird, but now that he explains it,
I
it makes
sniffed
so much
it a
sense.
little bit. Too.
Oh, man.
I don't want to say what else I did because brevity.
And, this is a kid's podcast.
Yeah, I know. Hi, family, relatives.
Yeah, whoever in their
But
family
really, is
listens.
anyone in the family surprised that I would eat something that looks like food?
No, man, I'm
I
so
mean-
hungry right now.
But anyways, it still exists. I didn't eat it.
Mm-hmm.
So we leave the line. Wait, when did I get this pin? That's not mine.
No, this is mine.
That's super not mine.
This is
okay.
mine. I don't know. This is my badge.
I think mine's in the
If
living
you can hear it, I have a pin, but we'll
for
get to
those
it.
of you who don't know, we're live both in Austin currently.
Oh, yeah,
I don't think
David's
we ever
in-
mentioned that.
David's in my air quotes studio right now, and we're recording in my studio instead of Skyping him and Nick
Yeah.
in or whatever we do.
This is the best you'll ever hear my
This
voice.
is the best,
And I'm
unless
probably still speaking too low.
unless you contribute to us in some way monetarily, and then
Just
David
a small
and Nick,
$100 to $200 donation
we just need that small donation
from all of our hundreds of listeners
to get this awesome content to you.
Yes.
This is it. So
About having a specific topic podcast and taking 20 minutes to get to what
even
we're
get
talking
there,
about.
we got to the badge part.
We did.
We
talked about.
we're-
We still haven't gotten the line.
We haven't even. So we get into the line,
Yeah,
and
we-
you get your PAX. What is it? The little folder thing.
Yeah, they gave us a map.
the map and
it was in a bigger pamphlet of the
pamphlet.
events.
Mhm.
All the breakdown. It was very informative. Almost too informative. I didn't want to read it. I actually put it away like immediately after looking at it.
Well, yeah. Well, because this year was what was the card game? Magic the Gathering themed. Magic the Gathering took over PAX this
It
year.
did. It had half the whole area that we were
just-
in the entire time.
Well, it was just like there was like Magic the Gathering tournaments,
Yeah.
and they really were advertised. They must have got a lot of money from that company
It
to
was
make it.
everywhere.
It was everywhere.
Hard not to see that name.
So the first thing I noticed when opening the pamphlet was Magic the Gathering, and if you look online, it was all over PAX South. So we're in line.
We're in line.
David was so nervous.
I was super nervous.
David kept jumping up and down and flapping his hands, and
like
he
a
was like,
bird.
and it was
Except-
really embarrassing. for
Except
him.
that was Jamak.
I was really nervous.
Yeah, he was nervous. I was like, okay, this is a thing I'm experiencing.
But I like PAX. I love PAX.
Yeah,
so going
me
excites
too.
me physically.
I was just intrigued, not physically or any other way was I excited. Other than experiencing something I know is great and people love. Anyways, we're in line.
And we could see from the line the Bandai Namco big thing off of the
I
ceiling,
could
and
see
then
Sony PlayStation.
Sony PlayStation was
really
up,
cool.
and that was cool.
There's this dog.
There was a pug or something.
Yeah, it was something about ugly animals.
I don't remember.
There's something like that. And we're about 25 minutes before PAX starts, so we're waiting for a good bit, but I feel like everyone's energy made it seem a lot less long.
Yes.
They started throwing this little ball.
I don't want to talk
around.
about the ball.
It hit Jamak once in the head, I think.
I don't want to talk about the beach
It was
ball. in line.
basically
I never talk about it.
that
'Cause it's-
quote from Hot Rod that it was a beach ball and a Nickelback concert.
It was kind of like that.
It was very much, a lot of people were playing cards in their Switch, and I was appreciative of them and jealous because I did not bring anything but an empty Switch bag and my phone with no service.
No service.
At all.
All.
I tried texting Jamak about 10 times, and 2 of my texts got through the entire time we were there.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was real bad.
Okay, so once the line opens up, this is where me and David's stories are going to diverge, and I'm going to let him go, and then I'm going to go on what I felt on my end until we meet up later in PAX. So the line goes, and go, David.
So we're in the 4th line, so we went not super late, but we went about toward the middle. And I took off. I knew there was at least 3 lines of people in front of me, so I wanted to play Days Gone. They had a playable demo of Days Gone there. I think it looks really cool. I like zombie games. It reminds me a lot of Dead Island, but with way more RPG elements and storyline. And I just wanted to check it out because I don't know how it plays until I'll play it, and if I'm going to like it or not. So I'll go to the Days Gone line. Apparently there's a cap for every line of the big games. So that's all the Sony, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, first-party developer games. Really long lines, and they have caps. And I get there, and it's already capped off. There's already a second line going past the cap, and they're telling people, no, come back. I get there immediately, and I'm turned away immediately. It's the very first thing I did. And my story, I mean, it doesn't get very much more interesting than that at that point. Because I could spend the next 10 minutes telling you that I went around and looked at every single booth in the gaming area. Because it was kind of separated where there's a gaming area, just kind of empty space, and then the board area with the card games and the board games. Magic the Gathering was all over that area. And then the arena kind of toward the back. And I did not go in that board game area for an hour. I was not interested. I like video games. I'm not a big board game person. I know Magic's cool, but I don't play it. And I was just there for the game. So I went around checking out all the booths, all the indie booths. The first time I really stopped was I saw some Amiibos on sale there, and I went to, I mean, Amiibos are cool, and they had rare ones, but they're all $30. So I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And there's a used game section. There was t-shirts. There's paraphernalia everywhere to buy. All overpriced. You could probably find online for way cheaper. But when you're at an event and you want an event thing, it's so much more exciting, and you get caught up in the moment. And I'm on vacation, so I was like, I'm here to spend money. Anyways,
that makes sense.
I spent so long. I went and I found the Resident Evil 2 remake booth. That was the coolest looking thing I've seen. The line was probably triple the size of Days Gone. I did not want to do that because that game comes out next Friday. If I really want it, I could just go get it. The demo's also online now, so I don't have to wait in a line to play it. So I appreciated it a lot. I wish I could have just poked my head in and looked around because it's like a big, disheveled looking house.
With
a car in the front. A police car with a dead body on it.
It looked like a haunted house.
It looked like a haunted house. I really,
great.
really wanted to go in. And Days Gone was actually similar. It was more of a kind of like junkyard feel. It was surrounded by a gate with wood, and it looked kind of makeshift, like you would see in a post-apocalyptic world with zombies. And it had zombie bodies strewn throughout.
Yeah.
And to actually get in, you have to go under the hanging zombies, kind of like they had in E3 when they first unveiled the game, and they had the hanging bodies from the ceiling. It reminded me of that, and they had a life-size action figure of the main character. Was Deacon St. John, I think is his name?
I don't know.
Anyways,
I don't know.
I think that's his name.
I'm just you played the game. I haven't played it
the
yet.
The main protagonist. I only know that because I played the demo. I totally forgot. It's actually a really cool name. But, yeah, the displays were awesome. Clearly, the first-party games had much better displays. Devil May Cry 5 was there. Capcom had a whole square where they had their games on every side, but no merch. I really wanted Capcom merch. They did not have much, if any.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just spent a good hour walking around looking at everything. There were so many indie developers. It's actually really, really cool. They had a bunch of different games, like anything you can think of was there. Divinity Original Sin 2, Ace Combat 7. There was a lot. I can't remember everything. Y2K, Postmodern RPG. Yeah, it was really cool. And so much to take in, I couldn't handle it a little bit. I had to put my head down after a while. I was like, there's too much going on. There's all the time. There's just everything going on. And the more you stay, the more people are flooding in.
Oh yeah, it just gets more and more crowded.
So, yeah, that first hour is just me taking everything in, really. You can go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna let you do your whole day.
Well, I mean, honestly, between when me and you met up, I really just walked around.
Okay, so my first hour was I was filming. I always film the intro of me going in the line and then walking through the convention center. I think I did a small lap, and then I stopped and was like, I want to play a game. Like every year, I film, and I rarely play games. Every year that I've done a PAX, and this year I'm like, I want to play a game. We're in there early because the last few years that we went, all the lines kind of went at the same time, and this was the first year that I felt like the lines were actually like, you know, they held off. Like we were 4, so they did line 1, 2, 3, and then us. And when we left, we weren't surrounded by people. There was actually not a lot of people when we went in, being the 4th line in the lines or whatever. So we were out there, and I'm filming, and then I look at my wife and I'm like, hey, let's just go play a game, because my wife was with me. And then we ended up at the Divinity Original Sin 2 tent that they had up with, like, basically love seat couches where 2 people can play the game. And I was like, this is perfect. So we waited about 10 minutes, and then we were able to play Divinity for 20 minutes. Played that, and it was really confusing because we got in a fight with somebody we weren't supposed to get in a fight with. And then we didn't know all of the, because I was like, when we sit down, we're going to pick our character, and then we're going to go, you know, and I was like, oh, we just got to get the most out of this demo. And we played it, and it was pretty fun. Everybody talks really well about the Divinity series.
What kind of game is it?
It's a top-down RPG, and it's also kind of turn-based. It's a PC game first, and then they ported it to consoles.
Turn-based.
It's kind of turn-based, but you don't go into like the turn-based. You know, you attack and they attack, but it's kind of like
you don't go. Tactical game.
It's kind of like Dragon Quest, where you can see the monster, and then once you walk up on them, there's no like separate screen you go to. It just goes into fight mode.
That's cool.
Where you're like you're just standing in front of them, then you can decide to move around where the enemy is, and then you can choose how to attack that enemy or how to heal and all this other stuff. We spent a lot of time trying to kill this guy who was just some regular guard. And we didn't know that.
This was co-op?
This was co-op,
wow,
too.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so it was also co-op. Been out, and it was the same tent from last year and the year before. I passed it up a few times. So this year was, let's do it. And so we had fun doing that towards the end, because we finally understood the controls and stopped trying to fight that guy. Then we just walked around.
This is where we met up when y'all left that tent?
Yeah, we left the tent, and then right when we got up, I saw that David had texted me. I think we went use the bathroom.
We went use the bathroom, we would go get some drinks.
Yeah, and then we got some drinks.
We needed a seat. I say it was an hour. I think it was closer to 2.
It was closer to 2.
I really
So had you played Days Gone by this point?
No.
Oh, I thought you did.
It was after we drank water. My feet were killing me. Just standing, because I mean, we got there at 9-ish, walked all around those roads, picked up my badge, went checked out games, and I never stopped walking, looking at games. So my feet were barking.
Yeah. And it's a cement floor, so
yeah. So I didn't really stand or sit that much at all. Actually, I don't think I did.
You didn't sit that much.
I didn't sit.
You stood a lot.
I didn't sit. Period. I stood still rarely.
Yeah.
And I was just ready for a break after 2 hours or so. And then I was like, okay, you know what? I haven't played anything. The most I've done is stood and stared at something. So I'm just gonna get in line. They had made a second line for people who wanted to play Days Gone because they realized they were turning away too many people. I think we didn't want to block their merch stand or something stupid. But they made a second line. I just jumped in. They said, from this moment on, it's 75 minutes. I went, I do not care. I want to play this game. That's the one game I want to play. It's the only game I play. I think this experience would have been worth it. So I waited for an hour and 20 minutes to play that game. Approximately. Didn't really talk to anybody. Once again, my phone did not work. Couldn't text or call. And I had no game or cards or anything to play. So it's just me standing and waiting for an hour. But funny enough, there were so many people and things and cosplays and just so many booths that I was not bored just standing there in line. Like, I really thought it was going to be the worst and I was going to hate it and I wasn't even going to enjoy the game by the time I got to it, but that was not my experience. Once you get to a certain point in line, they have a video showing you a tutorial of the game. So you can totally skip that and just jump right into the game when you're ready. And I really appreciated that. I think I watched it twice because it just plays on a loop. So I knew pretty well how to play the game by the time I got to the actual demo. They had this really cool display also in front of a motorcycle with a giant zombie bear behind it. And it was pretty terrifying, the bear, because it was like a grizzly bear and it was massive. And it kind of scared me a little bit to stare at it too long. But you could sit on the motorcycle and do a photo op. I believe Jamat has a picture of him doing that.
Yes, I will cover that in my blog, or I have covered it in my blog already, technically.
So that was really cool. I really enjoyed playing Days Gone once I finally got in. Since I was by myself, I was able to skip through the line a little bit. It was a 15-minute demo. It had 2 modes. One was a storyline mission where you can choose the running gun or be sneaky. The other one was a kill mission where you kill 300 zombies. Just this giant horde of zombies at the bottom of this kind of bowl basin thing. And you can set up traps, you can throw grenades, and Molotov cocktails. You had a shotgun, machine gun, sidearm. You had a distraction item, which you can even use to make them go to where your traps are. It was really, really cool, really creative. You have a motorcycle. You can ride it around, not in the solo mission, but in the kill things. They're basically like, here's a bunch of stuff, just go around killing zombies. It was super fun. It was really hectic. I was kind of scared most of the time because the zombies do not stop chasing you. They are fast. You can barely run faster than them, and you have a stamina bar. If you run out, you're dead. So it's very hectic. I played it twice, and I died twice because I made stupid mistakes because I was very into it and very nervous, and it's just high stress. I blew myself up about 5 times in one round, and by the time I finished my 2 playthroughs, almost winning and not winning both times, I had basically spent my entire 15 minutes out. So I just watched the beginning of the other playable demo and I was done. So that was really cool. I really, really enjoyed that. And I think at that point...
I'm just kidding. I'm really jealous that you had to play it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and by the way, we got a bunch of free posters while we were there.
Oh, yeah. That was the first thing I did after I finished filming was Zoni was like, here's a Shadow of the Colossus poster.
And I love it so much.
It is really nice.
Super cool.
I will frame it.
It was actually at the PlayStation booth that gave that out.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. But I got a Days Gone poster signed by the developers, and it was super cool.
I'm very jealous about that.
It's not the biggest poster, but it's an awesome poster.
Really
it's
great.
Awesome to have those signatures on it. So I felt like I paid $45 to get really, really cool stuff for free, and to play games that aren't coming out till April. I think that was really cool. At that point, though, I was kind of, not burnt out, but I was just not very focused, so I wanted to find Jamak and Christine again so we could do stuff together, because I was kind of done being on my own at that point.
What happened was David's like, I'm going to play Days Gone. I said, okay, cool. I'm going to go check this thing out and then do another thing. And then I turn around and my wife is gone. I don't know where she went. I don't know why she went. I don't know what happened. So I was like, well, she must want to like do her own thing. So this part's kind of a blur to me, and I don't really remember what I did, but I remember finding myself at a at an indie stall and I don't remember the name of the game right now, but basically it was a game where you can hit on anyone, and you work in a video game store, and you can hit on this guy, and because I thought it'd be funny to do that, and it was very funny.
It was like Boyfriend Dungeon or something?
No, it wasn't Boyfriend Dungeon. Oh. It was there was a game called Video Boyfriend Dungeon there. No, I don't think I even got what the game was called. It doesn't matter. You know what? It was a game where you basically hit on people in an arcade. And then I played that, and then when I got up, my wife had texted me, like, where did you go? And I was like, where did you go? And we met up, and then we did something else. Like, we looked at something else, I think. Oh, we played this survival horror game that's out on Steam, but that has been imported to consoles, and it's about you reliving your childhood traumas. So Christine played one of the modes, I played another one of the modes, and it was really fun.
Like Inner Friend or something? Inner something.
Yeah, I don't remember. So we played that, and then we met up with David. I'm really bad at names, apparently.
Yeah,
I'm really bad at this.
Like I said, my phone did not work good. So while I was waiting for them to get back to me, it's real cold outside. It's only going to get colder. So I went to go look for a shirt, and I was determined to leave with a new shirt. And the cheapest shirt I could find was $25 in the PAX actual merch store, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So once we met up, finally got in touch with them, we went just looking around at merch for a while, and I finally settled on one piece of merch that I absolutely love. I'm wearing it currently. It's from Katamari Damacy. I love that game. I'm getting Reroll as soon as it goes on sale, which it probably won't, so I'm just going to get Reroll when I can afford it.
Yeah.
But it's just a black shirt, kind of with a spacey green star-colored face of the King of the Cosmos. And there's all kind of glitters and stars around him, and it's beautiful, and I love it, and I don't regret it, and it was cheaper than the PAX shirts.
Yep.
So I put it on my new shirt, over the shirt I was wearing, and I don't think I've taken it off since then. I love this shirt so much. It makes me very, very happy, and I'm emotional about it.
Yep, that was something that happened. And then we all the three of us went go look at indie games after that. We basically went straight to Scale Boy, which is one, and David played it. I didn't even play it. I just sat there and watched David play it, and I was blown away by Skell Boy. Scale Boy, which I was like, what is he, scaly? He was bones.
He was a skeleton. Ton of scales. And it was just a super neat indie game where it's kind of an action adventure game. You jump around, you swing a sword, you interchange weapons as you kill new enemies. You can change your feet out, you can change your torso out, and you can change your head out. It affects your stats. You have a health bar. You have a defense mechanism, like the enemy will hurt you, it'll take off this much, depending on what kind of body and head you have.
Yeah. And
it was fun. I played it. I think the demo was like 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, something like that.
And I played it without stopping or anything, and I didn't want to stop. I was sad when it was over. I was really, really enjoying it. It was not a super fast-paced game, but there's so much to do. There was multiple different places I could go to. I just felt like I was doing my own thing. Very quirky, very cute. Not the best graphics, but that's not the point.
Well, there was a style to the game where it seemed like kind of tile style, where where the enemies weren't like 3D; they were flat, and you could turn them. So it was kind of like you're playing like as a little tile or something. But I liked it, and you could jump. You can jump, and you can swing, and you can interact with things.
And I don't think this is the last time I'm going to say this in this podcast, but it reminded me of Cat Quest.
Oh, okay. Well, he's been talking about Cat Quest since we left PAX, and he hasn't stopped.
I am an advocate for Cat Quest. Anyone who listens to this who have played Cat Quest knows how fun it is. Even if you don't like cats, it's a fun game.
Yeah, even if you hate them. I just saw that there was a Cat Quest on the phone, and I thought it was a freemium game.
It is the same game.
But does it cost money
I bought it for like $12
on the Switch. Yeah, but does it cost money for the phone version?
I don't know.
I thought the phone version was a freemium game, so I thought that on the Switch it would also be a freemium game.
Maybe it's one of those games where you play a demo and then to play the full game you have to pay the amount.
Maybe I may one day play it.
I don't know. I only need it on my Switch.
All right. Well, that wasn't at PAX, David.
Cat Quest Corner.
Wasn't at PAX.
So Cat Quest was not at PAX, and it made me sad, and I hated the whole thing.
That Scaleboy was a great game. It's coming out in mid-2009. Look for it. It's great. It was probably my favorite experience.
Of all the games I encountered, even more than Days Gone, I would argue, I would pick up Scaleboy because it's such a quick, fun, simple, probably going to be cheap game.
Yeah.
And I would recommend it highly.
It was great.
Then we went on to play a game. I have no idea what the name of it is.
I think, wasn't it called Rainbow?
No.
Oh.
Anyway,
so we played that, and there was a loud person there.
Yeah.
And who talked to us. Very nice person.
Yeah, he made the whole game by himself. There's 3 playable characters. It's
David played as one. I played as another one.
Yeah,
it was fun.
It was a unique 2D. It felt very
Platformer,
Nintendo platformer. You kind of like you would switch where gravity was pushing you towards, and you would attack. And there's enemies and platforming. Just simple platformer, pretty fun, well done. But the maker would not leave me alone.
Yeah, I got to play with no distractions or help, and David kept glitching the game.
Yeah, Jamak's wife was right next to me talking to him, so I was trying to focus on the game, and then every time I would get stumped for like more than 10 seconds, the creator was just like, oh, just do this. I was like, don't tell me how to play a game. But I understand, they made the game, but still, backseat gaming is awful.
Yes, I do it all the time. Anyway,
He's not.
So then, what did we do next? We did that, and then we played one more.
We went to look at used games for a little bit.
Oh yeah, so we went to there.
I did more merch shopping.
We did more merch shopping, and then did we play another demo, or am I wrong?
I think we did not. I know we went back to the other side of the room with the board games and stuff.
Yeah, we went to the board games, and then we went to
because y'all got a snack.
We got a snack, and then we went to the PAX arena.
Yeah, we went to the PAX arena
where nothing was playing.
Literally nothing was happening. It was like over an hour from now, the PUBG tournament is gonna start again. I was like, nope.
I just wanted to rest, and then it was
already 4 at this point.
Yeah, and we were tired, and we'd seen a lot of indie games. David played Days Gone. And we decided to leave PAX.
We left PAX.
And then David, for the first time in his life, got to do the Riverwalk.
The Riverwalk in San Antonio is super cool, and we ate at this awesome Italian restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know the name of it.
It starts with an M.
It does start with an M.
And
it has a triangle, upside down triangle shape, connected to another
Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
And then I took David to the Alamo, which is off of the Riverwalk.
Cool.
That's cool.
I love history. I wish I would have spent more time there, but I was so tired of walking. So very tired of walking. It was close to 5 at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I love, history. I've always wanted to go to the Alamo. Now I can say I have.
Mm-hmm.
A picture of me in front of the Alamo. I didn't go in because there was a huge line.
There was a huge line, and it cost money.
Over lines. Cost money. I was over lines. I was over standing still and walking around. So we spent a good 15 minutes at Alamo, then we left.
Yeah, because there's a garden behind it you can go to, and we went around there. And then we went home.
Yeah, we
tired, and ready to sleep.
So that was
PAX. That was your first PAX. That was my fourth PAX.
Ever PAX.
We've never done a 3-day pass there. We've only ever done Saturday. But from what I hear and what I've seen from other creators is that it is. What are you doing?
I was making. Never mind.
Anyway. So yeah, I hear that on Fridays and on Saturdays it's pretty empty. And Sundays, on Sundays it's pretty empty. Saturday's like the big day where all the cosplayers go, and it's more of an event. So one year we're gonna do the 3-day. One year we're gonna. Well, we live so close to San Antonio. I mean, I say it's an hour and a half away, but it's, I wouldn't mind going on a Sunday one year just to see. But the 3-day tickets are that much more expensive. But I don't know. So, yeah.
My review of PAX was very yes. It was good. I did not regret it. I feel like I got a lot of free stuff out of it, which I'm always a fan of. The coolest thing to me was the developers of the game are just there. Like, the people who made and work on the game, and it's their job, and they love it, and they cry over it, and they sweat and stress, and all that good stuff. They're there. They're excited to talk about the game. They like that you like your game. Even if you don't like the game, they just love talking about it. And I think that's awesome by itself.
Yeah, and I like doing that with indie devs because I feel like they're more passionate,
Absolutely.
Than the bigger companies. They really want you to devour their game and stuff.
Yeah, and they spend a lot more time, but a lot more personal effort goes into their games.
Yeah.
We totally missed the awesome part where we just walked up and down the escalators.
Yeah, we totally went up and down the escalators.
And looked at a room full of people playing video games and we're like, okay.
Yep. And yeah.
Sat down for 20 minutes.
People played DDR and then we sat down. We did a lot of walking and then sitting.
Yeah.
But that last sit was like after a lot of walking.
So nice.
We were laying on the floor basically.
Yeah, I was laying on the floor at one point.
I didn't want to get up. I felt so good to be on the floor at that point. It was amazing. And then we walked to the Riverwalk. I can't believe we walked in the Riverwalk after that.
We did.
That was ridiculous.
My feet were so hurt beyond the point of them being hurt. It was just numb, and I was like, okay, well, this isn't so bad.
Yeah, it showed me that I need to work out and walk more because I was dying. Mm-hmm. I was dying so much. So you said
you're actually dead.
I am dead?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So do you have a goof topic? You said you had one. Are we not doing one for this?
I don't know. It's so out of place for this. But
yeah,
I mean,
is it a PAX goof topic?
No, not even a little bit.
Oh.
It's just something me and Christine talked about when I first got into Austin. And it's just, I thought it was a good not marketing. It's just a good plan, and you can make money off of it.
Oh, is this what you're going to do?
Nope.
Or are you going to wait to tell it to Nick?
I'm going to save it, yeah.
You're going to save it for Nick.
Because I want to know everyone's opinion on this matter.
All right, so Nick, get ready. Buckle up, because when we do our next podcast, or maybe the one after that, we're definitely, I don't know, David's going to have a real good goof topic for you.
I'm so glad this has been a real long podcast.
It's been the longest ever.
And people are going to love me talking about nothing.
Nothing for most of it. Time. And then when we do talk about PAX, we don't remember the names of anything. Mm-hmm. And we blow through all of the stuff we saw. And we're just like, whatever. There was stuff there.
I didn't want to get into cosplay because it took too long to go through.
There was a lot of cool cosplayers. Really cool. There was a lot of wheelchairs. People in wheelchairs there. Which doesn't matter. I just noticed it. Well, the reason is the first wheelchair guy I saw was wearing a Starship Troopers outfit.
That was awesome.
And it was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. It was cool. I highly suggest you go. And we were just so busy. And I saw the angry video game there. No, that's not. No, he had his game up.
He had his game there, yeah.
There's something specific.
Both his games, yeah.
And I saw Angry Joe. He's an Austin-based YouTuber. And I saw the Dreamcast guy, and he actually got to talk to him. So it was one of my most exhausted PAX I've ever. I've never got in line for a game ever because I would only ever go to the indie, whatever open indie thing they had, that's where I would usually go every year. And this year was just more laid back, even on the filming, more laid back on playing games, and yeah, it was an interesting year, more laid back year.
I could say this was my most tiresome yet most exhausting PAX I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Did I
Maybe
say
next year
exhausting or
you'll-
exciting? Because I meant to say exciting.
Oh, maybe. I
Okay.
remember one year we went, it was really hot, so it's weird that this year is really cold. I think
Yeah.
it was last year.
Hmm.
So maybe if you come again, it won't be as cold, and you can actually wear shorts and justify
That
it.
would be alright.
Because he was wearing shorts
I
on the
was wearing-
coldest day of the year.
My calves were fine. The only thing that was cold was my face and arms and chest.
Do you think people are going to like this one when it's just me and you?
I think
Talking
people
about-
are going to be super bored and hate us a lot.
You are so self-esteem low.
Okay, I just watched the Saints game and I'm over life right now.
Oh, now that you have the time frame of when we filmed, they know it was on a Sunday night now.
Yeah. Okay, it's the day after PAX.
Okay, it is
What
the
else
day
do they
after
need to
PAX.
know?
But we waited till after that, and I wasn't planning on watching the Saints because I
Me
am
neither,
done with
actually.
football. But David, we were watching it by a means that we can't really talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it because
And
Jamak went go take an hour
I
and a half
took an
long
hour
nap
and a half long
right
nap.
when the game started. So, I was
So it
like,
worked
why
out.
not?
So and then I came in towards the end and was wrapped into football again.
Yeah.
I watched football in so long.
So thanks for listening to
and-
our football podcast.
Football podcast where the Saints lost, the Rams are going to the
Yeah.
Super Bowl. I can't believe it.
Nope. Nope.
I shouldn't laugh. I'm gonna anger all the Saints fans because this is the only game I watched. Maybe I'm the bad luck because I actually
you
watched
have
the
a
game.
picture of disappointed on your
Yes,
screen.
disappointed.
That's how I feel.
Yes,
Lance.
I might edit him into this part so we
Okay.
know what disappointed looks like.
Good.
What that picture is on
You
the.
can also put my face because that's.
Oh
disappointing.
no, you don't have a disappointed looking face. You're at the beginning. So yeah, PAX was fun. My review this year was that PAX last year seemed a little downgraded, and this year actually seems more upgraded than the year previous.
And so many people.
There was a lot
Oh
of
my
people,
God.
and a lot more people early. So I feel like PAX is actually getting more popular, or at least it was more popular than last year's PAX. And I didn't go to, and that's another thing I didn't mention. I usually go to one, when people are talking. What is
Panel.
it? The panel. I don't think I'm going to edit this episode. I'm never going to put it out. So, yeah, I usually go to one panel so that I'm sitting for a little bit during PAX. Like, I go look at all the games, film, go to a panel, then film some more, look at some more games, and then I'm done. This year I didn't do any panels, so I there was nothing I thought was that interesting.
Yeah.
Sorry, PAX people that put it on, but I just
I mean, we probably should
We
have
did
because
that.
we could have not walked the entire time.
that's true, but there was nothing interesting.
They had a Smash Brothers thing toward the end, but I think we left when that started. So
Yeah,
I'm fine with having
it was
this.
fine. There was no creators I knew, not really,
And then who
other
wants,
than I saw on the
who
showroom
wants to
floor.
watch a battle royale?
I know.
I did not want to watch PUBG.
Well, we were an hour from it, and then we left like 10 minutes after getting
Yeah.
there, so there was no point. So yeah, this is a weird podcast we did.
Yeah, please don't hate me too much, people who love battle royales.
And those who are
They're
listening
not my thing.
and are like, please bring Nick back because this is like a
This is the worst.
random
You should never do this again.
endeavor. But if y'all request it, then I will. Well, David will just
Yeah.
have to visit again.
I guess I'll go to Austin every time someone wants me to do a duo podcast.
Or do the opposite of that and go
you could
go
come
to
to
Nick.
Louisiana.
No, I'm not going there.
I figured.
You don't have my studio,
Great.
quote unquote, there.
Just
But
bring your mic.
what I was gonna say is, and David won't like this. Maybe Nick can come visit me, and then me and Nick will do a podcast without David here,
I could spend a weekend
Where-
sleeping.
where we could just David doesn't have to call in. Me and Nick could just. Well, okay. Well, that's it.
That's it.
That's the end of the podcast, I guess.
have no words because I'm hungry.
I'm very hungry. We're gonna go eat food, and we haven't brought up food. I don't think we. We brought up the
yeah, we talked about the Italian.
Italian place.
And Buc-ee's. We had at Buc-ee's. It
We
was
did
great.
eat. Oh, we ate breakfast at Buc-ee's. That was
Yeah,
we left
man.
at before the sun came up for PAX.
If
and
anyone lives near Buc-ee's and goes there for breakfast, please try that brisket and egg croissant sandwich. It was so good.
also the croissant sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
so
man.
good,
Oh.
so good. Those croissant sandwiches. Well,
So that's my Buc-ee's podcast.
See y'all next week. What do I say?
Love you tomorrow.
That's what you say. I
Oh,
say
better luck next year.
I'm trying to change it. To
Well, that's
something
here
else.
now. You said better luck next time.
Next time,
I don't know.
You know what? Isn't that Nick's?
I don't know what Nick does with
Nick's,
his eye.
yeah, you're right. Nick's dead to us by now. That's the end of mine. That's how I'm gonna go at it. Nick is dead to me.
I love no one.
Oh no, David.
Oh.
All right, bye.
Bye.